Good morning, afternoon or evening, whenever you're watching this, everybody. 18th green with Steve this morning. Going to give a very quick update on the weather, course conditions. So driest April in 50 years apparently, so out of a wet winter. But we're all in the same boat, but positive. So we have extended preferred lies. I think you'll all agree the fairways need that, and we'll keep that on and we'll monitor it as long as it needs to be. We're not getting any rain, there's nothing forecast at the moment. Good news, it's not too hot, so we're keeping good moisture levels on the greens and the tees and the approaches, so it's controllable, but it'd be nice to have some rain on the fairways. Moving on to the bunkers, we finished edging all those, topped them all up, so I'm hoping you've seen a difference. We've done our best with them, and we've got another probably 2 top-ups throughout the season to try and keep them level. Better experience for you, and as I said, I hope you notice the difference. Moving on, talking mainly today about greens performance. That's what everyone wants to hear and talk about coming into May, into the season. As I said, we're probably about a week behind with the maintenance we did. It went very dry after the wet winter, as we said, but with our greens have really recovered well. And I think from being a bit slow and a bit patchy in the last 2 weeks, speaking to members and Adam, our pro, and the team that we've got here, and Steve, that, you know, I think in the last 7 days they've really seen a difference. The growth has come, all the work that the team have put in as well. We're using a different wetting agent program this year, every other week, to get that water into the roots system. So yeah, apart from being a little bit behind, I'm pretty pleased with where they are, and they will just improve over the next week and just get better. So the cutting height at the moment is 3 mil. We will look to move that down over the next few days. Our base height for the sun will be 2.5 mil. What we're doing, we've got the roller behind us, so 3 days a week at the moment. Monday, Wednesday and Friday we'll roll, and then at certain times of the weekend we'll roll as well. What that does is pushes through about 3.7 psi pressure into the ground, and yeah, if we want to talk about it on simple terms, it adds about a foot to the green speed. So our green speed, we want about 10.5, between 10 and 10.5. So if they're sitting at 9.5, we give them a roll 10.5. So it's an amazing machine. It makes the green smooth, much truer, and for members and green peas alike, a much better playing surface. So that is a great tool that we've got in our arsenal. The other thing we do, which I'll come on to green speeds in a minute, but we monitor obviously the water we put in. We've got a moisture meter here, which we'll take throughout the greens. So we'll take 9 readings every day, and that will give us that will give us a reading for the day of what moisture we've got in the greens. Usually sits around 24, 25 this time of year. And again, as I talked last video about our weather station, that lets me know how much evaporation we've lost through the day. So then we control with the water. At the moment, we're only putting on 1 millimetre at night. Put on too much, obviously takes the performance away. Put on too little, obviously the greens become hard and stressed. So it's a fine balance, but we've got these tools to help us. So with this, the moisture, learning what we lose each day in moisture, we can then put on. Also, there's other ways of controlling the speed. The scarifying units that we've got here, we'll look to scarify in the next 3 weeks now the greens are recovered. And if Steve just pans down here on this unit, totally different unit to a cutting unit. You can see these tungsten edge blades here, and we can set these as high as low as we want, but we'll keep these at 1 millimetre, and that will remove the dead organic matter, the thatch, and it will stand the grass up. And that in turn, with what we're doing, will increase speed and the trueness of the green. So again, we'll start that in the next 2 weeks, so just to a depth of 1 millimetre, all about greens performance. So that's how we sort of judge and try and get the best out of these greens that we do. I say we can turn the water down, we can turn it up, just depending on what sort of speed we want. But 10.5 is where we've agreed that we're going to try and aim and keep them at that all season. So as we talked about the stimp, I know there was a little bit on pin high about what this is. Very simple, stimp meter, bit of an iron bar, and we'll take these readings every day along with the moisture, and then I'll put them into the spreadsheet so we can monitor them. But it's a very simple tool. It is basically ball onto the stimp. We take it 2 ways. Up she comes. She'll roll out there, and then it's back to the tape measure, and we'll simply measure the distance from the stimp to the ball. And we'll do that 2 ways. So that is sitting this morning at 11.3 that way. Don't get too excited because we have to take it 2 ways and take the average. slightly uphill on this one. And she rolls out. It's not a Pro V1, I'm afraid, but so we've got 10.4 there. So we're 11.2 when we're one way and 10.4 the other way. So the difference there is 8. So 10.2 plus the half 4. So that's sitting at 10.6 this morning after a cut and a roll. So that's pretty pleasing. We've got a midweek competition today. So as I said, I'm around. Any questions, let me know, stop me. And all we can do is get into this playing season and enjoy golf.